Episode 25, Why Narcissists Always Find New Victims. Have you ever watched someone destroy one relationship after another, yet somehow they always find someone new? You see the lies, you see the manipulation, you know the damage they leave behind. And yet, a few months later, they're smiling in photos with someone new who looks completely in love. You wonder, how? How does someone who leaves emotional wreckage wherever they go keep attracting people? The answer isn't because they're irresistible. It's because they understand something about human psychology that most people don't even realize they're vulnerable to. Today, we're uncovering why narcissists never seem to run out of victims, and more importantly, how you can make sure you're never one of them. Movies taught us that dangerous people look dangerous. Reality couldn't be more different. Most narcissists don't walk into your life demanding control. They walk in smiling. They listen carefully. They remember your favorite coffee. They laugh at your jokes. They tell you they've never met anyone like you. And for a while, it feels magical. That's because narcissists understand first impressions better than genuine people do. Healthy people slowly reveal themselves. Narcissists carefully construct themselves. It's performance, not personality. Imagine meeting someone who seems to understand every insecurity you've never told anyone. Every dream, every fear, every hope. You don't think you've met a manipulator. You think you've met your soulmate. That's where the story always begins. Most people think narcissists manipulate by accident. They don't. They observe. Before they demand anything, they gather information. Who disappointed you before? What kind of love are you desperate for? What makes you feel special? What are you afraid of losing? Without realizing it, many victims answer every one of these questions during normal conversations. A narcissist isn't just listening. They're collecting data. Psychologists call this identifying emotional vulnerabilities. The more they know, the easier it becomes to create the perfect illusion. Think back to the beginning of your healthiest friendships. They probably grew slowly. Trust took time. Respect developed naturally. Now compare that with narcissistic relationships. Everything happens at lightning speed. I've never felt this way. I think we're meant to be. I've never opened up to anyone like this. It feels romantic. But urgency is often the enemy of clarity. When emotions rise quickly, critical thinking falls. Your brain releases dopamine and oxytocin. Those chemicals create excitement, attachment, and trust. Ironically, the very feelings that make love beautiful also make manipulation easier. A narcissist isn't creating love. They're creating dependency. And dependency feels surprisingly similar. Here's one of the biggest myths. People think victims are weak. They're usually not. Many are incredibly compassionate, empathetic, patient, forgiving, emotionally intelligent. The exact qualities that make someone an amazing partner also make them easier to exploit. Empathy causes you to explain someone else's bad behavior. Patience convinces you they'll change. Loyalty keeps you there long after the warning signs appear. The narcissist isn't searching for weakness. They're searching for kindness without boundaries. There's a huge difference. The names change. The faces change. The cities change. The pattern stays exactly the same. First comes idealization. You're perfect. You're everything they've ever wanted. Then comes devaluation. Suddenly, you're too emotional, too needy, too sensitive. Nothing you do is enough. Finally comes discard. They leave, or force you to leave. Sometimes they disappear overnight. Sometimes they make you feel guilty for ending something they destroyed themselves. Then, the search begins again. Not because they've healed, because they need new emotional fuel. Psychologists often describe this need as seeking constant validation or narcissistic supply, attention, admiration, control, or emotional reactions from others. Without it, their carefully constructed identity starts to crack. Imagine arriving at a beautiful house. Fresh paint, flowers outside, perfect furniture. You'd never know the foundation is collapsing. That's what narcissists do. Every new relationship gets the polished version. The previous victim knows the truth. The next one only sees potential. In fact, the narcissist often rewrites history. My ex was crazy. They were abusive. They never appreciated me. Without hearing both sides, the new partner feels sympathy, and sympathy lowers suspicion. That's why victims often defend the narcissist at the beginning. They're seeing the performance, not the reality. People often ask, why didn't they just leave? But that's the wrong question. A better question is, what happened to them psychologically? Imagine someone giving you affection one day, then taking it away the next, then giving it back, then removing it again. This unpredictable reward system is incredibly powerful. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle that keeps people pulling slot machine levers. You stop chasing love. You start chasing the return of the person you met at the beginning. The tragedy? That version of them may never have truly existed. Healthy people often spend time alone after heartbreak. They reflect, heal, learn. Narcissists experience loneliness differently. Being alone forces them to face themselves. And many spend their lives avoiding exactly that. So instead of healing, they replace. One relationship ends. Another begins. Sometimes within days. Not because they found true love, because they found another source of attention. The relationship isn't the goal. The emotional supply is. Here's the encouraging part. Narcissists don't stop existing. But you can stop being attractive to them. Not by becoming cold. Not by becoming suspicious of everyone. But by developing healthy boundaries. Take your time getting to know people. Pay attention to actions more than words. Don't ignore discomfort just because someone is charming. Notice how they respond when you say no. Respect that uneasy feeling when something doesn't add up. Healthy people respect your boundaries. Manipulative people resent them. One of the strongest forms of self-love isn't finding the perfect partner. It's refusing to abandon yourself to keep someone else. Because the moment you stop confusing intensity with intimacy, you become much harder to control. Perhaps the most unsettling truth isn't that narcissists always find new victims. It's that they rely on the hope that someone believes this time will be different. But awareness changes everything. The more you understand these psychological patterns, the less power they have over you. Real love doesn't rush. It doesn't confuse you. It doesn't make you question your worth every day. It makes you feel safe enough to be yourself. And maybe that's the biggest difference between love and manipulation. One asks you to lose yourself. The other helps you find yourself. So here's today's question. Have you ever mistaken intense attention for genuine love? And if you recognize the difference now, what would you do differently? If this video gave you a new perspective, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us next time as we explore the hidden psychology behind the relationships that shape our lives. Until then, protect your peace, because understanding people is the first step toward protecting yourself.